Guys, I have a very special edition of TFL Talking Trucks podcast for you right now, because this episode is all about adventures, going out there and camping. And to do this, you could bring a trailer, right? And what are camping trailers about? Well, yes, you can be comfortable, you can go out there and camp, but it puts a strain on your towing vehicle, your truck that's pulling it. And then there's all the other things that have to go along with it, propane, you have to, prepare, bring a generator with you, and so. But there's a company that's trying to change a lot of that stuff, make it easier. And what if there was a trailer that's almost did not strain the towing vehicle at all?
What if?
What if? So I'm here with Ben from Lightship. So you're introducing your brand new trailer, which is the AE1, right? And the Cosmos edition.
That's right.
And so what I want to do on this podcast, just kind of go over all the features of this trailer, right? And kind of learn about it. It's got its own electric motor.
Yeah.
It's an electric trailer.
That's right.
So it could help your tow vehicle in many different ways, right?
We should go as deep as we can in the time that we have.
Let's do this.
Pardon the tea. It's the day after our launch event, and my voice is still.
Were you talking for like 8 hours yesterday?
We did many hours on video, and it was fun. It was fun.
All right. So great. So all right. So it's in its travel mode, right?
Yes. Right. What's about to happen? We call this the road mode. So it's a dual mode camper. Technical terms, it's a hard-sided telescoping trailer. This is the road mode. In road mode, really the whole form is optimized for aerodynamic efficiency. It's about the same height as the truck that's pulling it.
I'm almost 6'3", so it's a little bit taller than me.
I think 6'11" is the height from the ground to the very top when it's in road mode.
All right.
And as you'll see, it expands significantly when you transition from the road mode, which is this sleek aerodynamic towing mode, to camping mode or camp mode, which kind of promotes a big spacious interior and a good camping experience. Let's do the show and then we can talk all about it.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, Craig, do you want to? Or actually, yeah. So Craig's check it out. Craig's on the Atlas system over here. Atlas is our infotainment system. This is the way that you control and monitor everything that's happening on board.
So it's basically a tablet we're looking at. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but another Lightship developed system. If you listen closely, you can hear the motors.
So you're just holding the up button basically on this interface, which is a digital, basically an app, right?
Yeah, it is an infotainment system, but done mobily.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of times where you may want to control something about the trailer while you are, for instance, up in the truck.
Yeah.
Like if you want to check your tire pressures while you're on the road, make sure you're not at risk of a blowout.
Very important.
Yeah, it's huge. You can do that here. Maybe it's a cold day and you're about to get to camp. Maybe you want to preheat the trailer so it's nice and toasty when you finally get there and pop up into camp mode.
And you also have a camera on the trailer, or cameras.
Triple camera.
Yeah.
This is called our lookout camera system.
Yeah.
So there's one. We have two side cameras on the front hoop here, and then if you come around to the rear, there's a fisheye backup camera
right there, and you can access it using your interface as well.
Streams to the tablet in real time, which I think might be a milestone for an automotive backup camera system like this. I think up until now they've all been hardwired.
I mean, there were also some wireless solutions, but the issue with the wireless solution usually, or in the past, I'm talking about like 12 years ago when I was starting a TFL truck, is the latency.
Yeah.
Right, between the image that the camera is seeing and also like real-time imagery that you could see on the screen.
There's a long chain of handshakes, digital handshakes that need to happen between the image getting taken and represented on the tablet. And we have a benefit that we have here is that we control every piece of the hardware and software. And so we have been pretty aggressive about reducing sources of latency all along the way so that you get to like a sub 200 millisecond latency. So basically, if I do this, you would not recognize the delay on the tablet.
Yeah, and that's very important for safety, obviously, especially when you're moving, right?
Yeah, you got to know exactly what's happening at that moment.
Hey, podcast listeners and TFL Talk viewers. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about a quick and simple way to sell your car or truck with the help of our new partner, Highroad. With Highroad's online portal, you enter your vehicle's VIN number or plate, mileage, and zip code, and you'll get competing offers from several qualified dealers in your area within seconds. You pick the best deal offered and follow through with the dealer to sell your vehicle. No more managing scammy emails from buyers on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. No more time wasted on no-show buyers. No bait and switch with a "will you take a check" excuse from sketchy buyers. Now keep in mind, these offers will be for trade-in values of your vehicle. If you want to go through the hassle of getting more for your vehicle, that's up to you. But if you want to sell your vehicle hassle-free and fast, go to tfltruck.com and click Sell Your Truck in the navigation menu. Or click on the Highroad ad at the bottom of the website if you're on mobile, or click on the column if you're on a desktop. Highroad makes it easy, and we like easy.
I mean, if you want to take a picture of a bear strolling around, I mean, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, especially if he's moving in slow motion.
Right, but moving, you kind of want to see it real time. And so it's not like an add-on thing that you put on. You said it's integrated into the system. It's integrated into the trailer.
Yeah, you'll find that really across the whole product.
All right, so is it all the way up now?
Yeah, we're in camp mode.
Okay. Well, so
that was quick, right?
It almost... Well, it didn't double, but almost doubled, right?
Close. It's about a 1 meter stroke.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot bigger. This is really the key to having a really tight, compact trailer for towing, and you get all the benefits of that. So, great towing stability across the board because you've significantly lowered
you eliminated
CG.
the wind resistance, basically.
Yeah, right. Your side area is way lower, so side winds are not going to cause the trailer to sway around. You've also lowered the center of gravity considerably, and the result is something that just tows like a dream.
And it's got basically a tandem axle, so two axles.
Yep.
And we'll talk about, because one of them is powered. We'll talk about it later.
Back axle is powered, but I think when you get to a trailer of this length and weight, it would be irresponsible to not have a double axle trailer, because if you have a blowout on the highway and it's a single heavy duty axle, like bad things are going to happen. So we're conservative in that sense.
Okay. All right. Well, let's transition to the other one. I mean, you have several trailers here.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And kind of dig deeper into the whole system.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
And how much, I mean, we talked about axles. How much does a trailer weigh, approximately?
So the spec that we're driving towards and we'll deliver on the first 50 Cosmos Edition vehicles, which is our kind of special exclusive launch edition of the product. We'll only ever make 50 of them.
Okay.
Is a dry weight of 7,450, a GVW or gross trailer weight of 8,300 pounds, and so I guess that means you do the math. It's an 850 pound cargo capacity.
Okay, so that's like water, cargo, yeah.
Yep, and about 400 pounds of that could be water. We have a 50-gallon fresh tank sandwiched between the two axles there.
Okay.
So located so that you don't affect the weight balance of the trailer much, whether you're full or empty. And then we do have a black and gray tank in the rear, just behind the bathroom here.
Okay.
50 gallons. Really depends on how you use it. If you're trying to shower every day versus being sparing, but with a little bit of oversight, which actually the Atlas system helps with, because we show
you can monitor all that.
Percentage based.
And we could show it
levels.
inside.
Yeah,
when we get it. But before we go inside, let's look at the towing vehicle here and kind of the hitch setup.
Yep.
So the whole thing, I was in the beginning of this episode, I said the trailer is helping the truck, right?
Correct.
And basically, because the trailer, the camping trailer, has its own battery system and its own motor. But the trick, I've been thinking about this for years actually, and probably you have too.
Just a few.
So, is how to synchronize the trailer and the towing vehicle, right?
Indeed.
Because it's not as easy as you might imagine. Because what if there are poor traction conditions? What if you're slowing down? What if you're accelerating?
Yep.
All those things have to come into play.
The yaw case, if you're turning, you could think about the direction of the trailer is no longer aligned with the direction of the truck in a turn, and so you have to be pretty careful about applying power to the hitch so as not to
because you could
destabilize
almost
the truck.
spin or move the towing vehicle.
Yeah, you'll create a moment that tends to turn the truck, which you don't want. So, this is I think if there's anything that makes a Lightship a new category of vehicle, it is that it is a self-propelling or powered trailer. We call that propulsion system that you're describing the Trek Drive system. Trek Drive, in my head at least, consists of 3 parts. There is a patented, novel force-sensing hitch mechanism hidden under the aero hub shroud there. We have a custom drive unit controller that takes inputs from the force-sensing hitch, and then we have a drive unit on the back axle. The way the system works is, let's say the trailer, just under its own weight, would tend to pull the truck back, so it puts it in tension.
Yeah.
You measure that tension force, right, between the truck and the trailer at the force-sensing hitch. It sends a signal to the controller. The controller is the brain. It decides what to do with it. It commands the drive unit, in that case, to spin up to reduce the force at the hitch and maintain near zero load. Think about the opposite case where you're slowing down or maybe descending something like the Ike.
Yes.
Now you would tend to have a compressive force, a pushing force between the truck and the trailer at the hitch.
Yeah.
You'll sense that compressive force there. The brain decides what to do with it. In this case, you want the trailer to pull the truck back a bit, and so the motor regens to, again, maintain near zero force. There are a number of things that are hard about pulling off this system in a automotive style functionally safe way, and that is absolutely the objective and what we will deliver. I'd say one of the main things to think about, like you're saying, is making sure that the two always stay in sync with each other. And so the challenges there have been, one, making sure that we absolutely trust what's coming out of that force sensing hitch. It's actually a double redundant system, so that the hitch itself has multiple force sensors in it. So we're reading from both and comparing all the time. And then we also have other sensors built into the vehicle that you'd find in a typical car, like wheel speed sensing or an inertial measurement unit that measures the accelerations of the vehicle, actually the acceleration and the tilt. And that controller is so key because the drive control unit is taking in all of those inputs, and it's constantly and actually it itself is double redundant, so it has 2 processors on board. Those processors are both taking in the inputs, talking with each other, and deciding, are things safe? Do I know what's happening? And am I comfortable applying torque from the motor in this moment, this scenario? And it's always updating itself and making new decisions. So it's a simple on the surface system. It's like an e-bike, but the depth that we're going to,
the execution of it is quite complex.
Absolutely. It's in a lot of ways like an automotive drive system. It's got to be like redundant to default cases. Yeah,
and one thing, we talked about thinking about this for years, right? One way I was thinking about this is that you have to have some sort of a data link between the truck, the towing vehicle, and the trailer. But you're saying you did not do that, and I think
physics is the data link.
Well, yeah, but there's a good reason for this, because we're standing next to a Rivian R1T here as a pulling vehicle.
Yep.
But each manufacturer may not have the standard communication link, right?
Yep.
So what if you need to switch vehicles and tow it with multiple vehicles? Maybe tow it with a diesel pickup truck or something else, you know?
We thought
it's agnostic to the vehicle, basically.
Exactly, and this was actually this is a key question for us that we thought about a lot early on, which was technically what is the best way to provide range assist? one thing that you could do would be, for instance, to connect the trailer charge port to the truck charge port if it's an EV truck.
Sure.
Because technically then you could just power share between the trailer battery and the truck battery.
Yeah.
That thinking, I think, or that approach breaks down in a couple ways that you're kind of alluding to. One is trucks are not set up to charge
like moving
while in motion.
Yeah.
So you'd have to change a lot about the guts of the truck to do that. Two is you need a new automotive standard that applies across every make and model of potential tow vehicle.
And that could take years or decades.
Love the auto industry,
right?
but like we're a couple-year-old startup here, and we're not going to bet the farm on a brand new automotive
for
standard.
A truck. Yes.
Yep. And the third thing was actually really there's 3 and 4. Third was there are tens of millions of gas and diesel trucks out there, and that idea of just power sharing between battery packs doesn't apply to those trucks.
And also the charge port on the Rivian is in the front.
Right. So
how do you string a cable down there?
They would need to redesign some of the HV busing architecture to make that work.
But
so basically, a motor it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why the redundancy, like you're talking about, but all encapsulated in the trailer.
Yeah, we wanted sort of an isolated system, a self-regulating system, as opposed to one that needs to rely on a product that we can't control.
Yeah, gotcha. But we're looking at the front panel. So, by the way, I want to ask you about this. So, what did you call this whole?
I called it the Aero Hub.
Aero Hub.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's for aerodynamics.
That's a big part of it.
Hence Aero, because I can see the tailgate of the truck, the air coming off, right, and you kind of have a little bit more smooth transition. But before we get into the guts of this, it looks like the tailgate is too close.
I mean, you do have to worry about jackknifing it, of course.
Okay.
It's certainly in
or opening your tailgate, for example. In this case.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're right. It's a fair critique,
okay.
And something we're going to work on.
But did you do this because of just how close this needs to be for Aero? I mean,
that was definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
There's a very measurable impact to getting the trailer close to the truck, and in particular this Aero Hub, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the packaging as well here, there's a lot of stuff in here. This is where the whole HVAC and thermal system is, and so I guess if you have a short hitch, you're going to be cracking the bed.
But if you have like a weight distribution hitch, which could extend the space a little bit, and also there are trucks like the Ford and the Rams, which have swinging tailgates,
and
not lowering tailgates, and split tailgates. So there's multiple solutions you can come up with there.
I think it could be done.
Or you could tow it with like a Suburban, right? Like a Chevy Suburban, which has like a opening hatch in the back, split gate. So there's different solutions. Yep. All right. So we talked about that. We talked about that.
This is actually, I'll tell you a quick funny story of this. The Aero Hub is now called the Aero Hub. If I'm recalling correctly, it was actually we kind of stumbled upon it how important it would be for the aerodynamics. The first thought was just in concepting the product. If you're building an all-electric trailer, you're taking the propane cans off of the tongue.
Because that's where the propane would be normally.
Yeah, typically you'd have 2 propane bottles up front there. So what do you do with that space? And we were thinking about the HVAC system as well, and where does that go? We knew we were going to do an automotive-style split heat pump HVAC system. And so what we realized was, oh man, we should put the loud parts of that system, like
outside,
the compressor, the fan, all of this stuff, up on the tongue of the trailer, and that was the starting point. And it was only once we got into doing a lot of aero simulations that we realized actually this is an instrumental shape for reattaching
getting the
flow.
efficiencies.
Yeah, because you can imagine you have just a bunch of turbulent airflow coming off of the back of the truck there, and you need a nose to recatch it and then reattach it to the body of the trailer. And so the bigger we could make this and the more we could tune the shape of it, it had a significant impact on total aerodynamic drag
and efficiency of the let's talk about the battery size really quick, and then we can go inside and check it out. this first version is 77 kilowatt hours,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Okay, that's a sizable battery. That's like a Model 3 almost.
A long-range Model 3, yeah.
Tesla Model 3. So that you open this port, right? There are several electrical ports here.
Yep.
I see an ACS port here.
Had to do it, yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's where everything is going.
I think so
really.
too. We have kind of like a local celebrity on the team. His name is Troy. He was Toby, my co-founder, and I were both at Tesla. Troy was also at Tesla and even earlier, and is one of the inventors of the NACS standard. Like,
so he wanted to put it here.
Yeah, Toby remembers going by Troy's desk and seeing the printed prototypes of the original NACS inlets, and so we were like, all right, we gotta stick to the heritage there. We could see which way the wind was blowing, and so NACS it was.
Yeah, and now most manufacturers are switching to it.
Right.
So you could charge this trailer. Let's say you pull up to a station or something.
Yep.
You could fast charge it. You could slow charge it.
Yep.
And then you could share the power when stationary, right?
Yeah, and you would probably share the power off of so this right now is although it will ultimately be bidirectional, it's purely an inlet, a charge inlet. All of these are AC electrical outlets.
Okay.
So if maybe you drop the trailer, you've been out adventuring with the truck, and you want to come back and give the truck a little buffer charge to get to the next station, you could do that level 2 off of this 240 volt outlet. So 30 mile an hour charging, something like that.
Okay.
Bunch of 120s. If you have a Starlink, you can plug your Starlink in
And
there.
you talk about the compressor noise. How loud is this?
We can hear it when we get inside. It's really not bad.
Okay. Because I'm thinking like a loud diesel generator.
Oh,
because a lot of trailers put a diesel generator in the front as well.
Nothing
to run electricity.
This is, think about when the compressor on a heat pump spools up in an EV, and that's right in front of you. That's just on the other side of the firewall.
It's inside the firewall.
Yeah. That's
the sound of that.
Yes, that's the sound of it, but now you're separated by a couple layers here. You really don't hear much.
Okay, so almost imperceptible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then inside, it's an automotive blower. So,
Okay.
we can get into it, but it is. If you think about in a normal trailer when you kick on the air conditioner and they plugged it into a hole in the roof, and it's like rattling the whole roof, and you're yelling over it. This is night and day.
Got it. Well, let's get inside.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, let's walk around.
Come around the front
this
here.
way. All right, so now this trailer is fully extended, right?
Yeah, this
and
is
the
up
door
in
itself is a invention in itself, isn't it?
It is a now patent pending invention. Yeah, it's on our original prototype we had more of a sort of swing up gull wing top hatch and then a Dutch door on the bottom. It was a cool design. It caught a lot of eyes, but a little impractical for daily use. You can imagine if you're cooking a meal and you're going in and out of the trailer, you want to be able to do that quickly. So we, our engineering team innovated to a pretty interesting telescoping door. You can see the doors on rails there, and so the rails, or the top half and the bottom half, move together to make it feel like a normal door. This is also, maybe you pick up on this, to have a residential width door on a trailer is pretty novel.
I am picking up on this because I'm a little bit, a heavy individual, and I'm also almost 6'3", and I don't have to duck to come in.
Yeah, not a bit. Even with the storage accessories.
Yeah, with the storage accessories here.
Yeah.
This is a big opening.
It's cavernous.
Big.
This one actually, I think, pretty cool thing about this is that it's a 32-inch width from flange to flange here, and that means that you can get a wheelchair up. Maybe you have a ramp accessory, but you can get a wheelchair up in here and at least have somebody who's in a wheelchair have a meal.
Indoors.
Yeah, right.
So now we're stepping inside. All right, and immediately also, we talked about how big the door is, but also the ceiling, I'm almost, there's like a foot of space, if not more, over my head.
7.5 feet.
7.5 feet.
Yeah.
This, not only am I not worried about hitting my head like I do in most trailers, but it just feels spacious.
Totally.
It has that feeling.
That is the feel that I think hits first when you get into a Lightship is the sense of openness. And I actually think it's a combination of a couple of things. It's having the close to residential ceiling height. It's also the panoramic windows, because those, you don't feel kind of enclosed because you know what's going on outside of you, and in a beautiful natural place, that's an amazing experience. And then one interesting detail that you'll notice is that because the body is in two pieces, the top half steps out, and it sort of steps out with the width of your shoulders, so you have more elbow room to move within the space. Net result is something that just feels huge for what it is.
And the floor length is what, like 23, 24 feet approximately,
between
right?
the two. Yeah.
And then, of course, hitch to rear bumper is like, what, almost
Tip-
27?
Tip to tail is, I think it's 26.7.
Okay.
And like you said, we're like 23.5 inside.
Okay. So it's not like a gigantic, some trailers are like over 30 feet.
It's a family-sized, sort of like medium-length travel
Because the
trailer.
longer the trailer, the more difficult it is to back up or maneuver.
Tough to maneuver. Think about, think about around here in the mountains. A lot of state campgrounds. It's going to be tough to find more than a 26-foot long site. So we really sized to get everything you might want into the space: a lounge area, a dining area, a kitchen, a bathroom, while also making it small enough that it can fit into most of the places where you'd want to camp or park it.
Nice. All right, so let's go through. Should we start at the front and move backwards, or how do you want to do that? Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, look. Wireless charging pad. Hey.
Wireless charging pad is working. Nice.
That's
Thank
nice,
you.
right?
Yep.
The Atlas tablet also wirelessly charges.
Okay. So let's...
I can do front to back, and
then
we can sit in the dining
we can
area.
control it too, because we can control the lights, right?
Oh, can we?
Okay.
You want to toss?
All right, so the front area looks almost like the front of a boat, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So if you have like a bow area in your cabin cruiser, almost, right? It's just kind of...
But boat hull design and
sharper.
Good aerodynamic design do the same thing. They slice through the fluid.
The medium, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So we call this the switchback lounge area. It's a pretty novel bedding setup. During the day, it's a hangout spot. So if you want to come, you can hang out on the love seat down low there.
Okay.
And I can chill out up top in the stadium seating.
So you're reading a book up there,
Yeah, this is my nook.
I'm hanging out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably if you have kids, they're
probably going to be up here.
The dogs are definitely or the cats are taking a nap up on top of the stadium seat.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. I realized this just when we finished this first unit, that there's a really nice little neck rest right there, which becomes the seat back, and then that's your use during the day. And I think the switchback lounge will spend a lot of its life in this position. Then we also can convert the whole thing.
So you're basically flipping it open like a clamshell.
Yes, or a taco.
Yep.
And now
it becomes a bed.
It's a full-size bed.
Yeah.
It's a little larger than a queen bed because, like you said, it follows
like
the diamond shape.
Yeah.
You get some more width in the hips. So you can see you got a pair of nightstands there. The nightstands have little dimmable
light controls.
Reading light on either side. Where actually it's not shown in this unit yet, but we have a custom bedding system as well, where it's a sheet and a duvet, and the duvet clips into little clips on the corners here. So basically, you can have the bed pre-made, close it up, the blankets are folded, and then you do this, and your bed is already made for you.
Yeah. So quick transition, basically.
Yeah, which was a key thing. That's like a principle across the vehicle is how do we reduce the number of steps and the amount of time that it takes to set up and tear down the vehicle.
Yeah, because when I think about, expendable roof trailers, I can think back like 25 years, with my parents using a hand crank.
Yeah, with the tent side.
Yeah, the tent side using a hand crank, and then it misaligns itself, and then, the wind comes and blows it over. This is like my my biggest axe to grind with some RVing experiences is that it's just like endless overhead. You're constantly attending to the vehicle, and it adds some stress, right?
Totally.
It adds stress to the experience.
Yeah, it's raining. It's 9:30 p.m. You just got to the campsite because you got delayed on the road, and you're like, oh, now we have to set up the camper, and so anything that we could do to make it kind of quick and seamless, we did.
So it took like what, I don't know, 30 seconds to maybe raise it? How
yeah,
long
thereabouts.
does it take?
It's a little under 2 minutes right
Okay.
now. We'll probably get it down to a minute and a half or so.
Okay.
Basically enough that you could, if you had to use the bathroom on the road and you're not near a rest stop, you could pull off.
You
and,
could
and
expand
pop
it,
up, and,
yeah.
and it's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So that's the
kind of the
switchback
front.
lounge.
That's the front area.
It's cool, isn't it? One little detail that I really love about this space is that you see you've got the whole horseshoe window set there
In the ceiling. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to hop up here. You can basically get a night sky view from the bed area. So if it's a great starry night, you're peeking at that from your bed.
Yeah, that's a neat thing. Or maybe, I don't know, the moon is rising or setting or whatever, you could see it.
Yeah, you catch it overhead.
And then the ceiling is kind of all smooth. But there's also solar above it, right?
Oh yeah, everything above the headliner here is basically anywhere where the ceiling is opaque. Above that and built into the roof is a solar array.
Okay.
It's about a 1.8 kilowatt array, meaning a good sunny day you're harvesting 10 to 15 kilowatt hours, which is enough for, what would that be? It's like a 20% charge of the battery. So you leave it out for 5 days and you're bottom to top.
Yeah, I mean, solar panels, they're improving every year, right?
Yeah.
The efficiencies of them.
Yep.
But like I have solar on my house. I have about like 9 kilowatts on my house.
Yep.
But this is a 4-bedroom home, right?
Sure.
Which is huge.
Yep.
Right. So the fact that you can put 1.8 kilowatts on a trailer that's not very large, I mean, that's already, I think it's a good result there.
We find it's basically when we've, for instance, taken our vehicles to shows and we run the air conditioner all day, we still end up with more energy in the battery at the end of the day than the start, because what we were taking in was more than we were using.
And that's because you have the heat pump.
Yeah,
right.
The efficiency of the system helps a lot.
Yeah, the efficiency of the system itself.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm really comfy here now.
Well, now we can take a rest.
Andre,
Sorry.
you've made me want to go back to sleep.
Okay. All right. So now back here is basically kind of a dinette area.
Yeah, a little dining area.
So we could sit and have a meal or just talk or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty comfy. Here I can grab the Atlas. Tablet.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good time
Wanna play with
to. Here, Cole, do you want to move around?
How do you want to do this? Let's see. Swipe down. All right.
Maybe you could just point it to the camera so the camera can see.
Can you see that okay? All right. So basically this is your hub. This is where you see everything that's happening on board the vehicle and control all aspects of it. So you could go in, for instance, to the lighting menu, and let's say that it's like a little dim in here.
Yeah, we need a little bit more light.
You can see what's happening there with the whole canopy ring light. Maybe the mood is a little too relaxed.
Yeah.
You wanna brighten things up.
Yeah.
You can.
It's like a modern jet, plane.
Yeah, basically.
Because they have similar systems.
The presets.
Yeah, the presets for the lights.
Yeah, so temperature adjustable and dimmable. This applies to every light on board, which we can go through a few. Now, the tablet experience is awesome, but I think people want you want to have like a physical switch as well.
So there's that too.
Yeah, and so every single one of these is double controlled. You can also, pop over to I think it's the left one is the canopy light. So you can spin that up and down. That one I believe is for the foot strip. Down low there.
Oh, do I need to push on?
You can also, you can push it on and off, and then spin it to.
Oh, I
to
see.
Change the dimness.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then brighten it back up. So every single one of these lights has
a little knob.
Has a knob.
Yeah.
There are a few more in the bathroom over there.
Okay.
So really, really nice lighting system. It's a combination of LED kind of strip lights and then
a couple
more
spotlights,
task lights for especially in the kitchen and bathroom area. talked about
climate.
the
All
climate.
right.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. Are you cold or are you hot?
What's the temperature? Oh,
68.
68 degrees. Yeah, let's warm it up. Actually.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's heat it.
Sorry. Oh, I wonder. Oh, we're still in storage mode. Here. Going to camping mode there. That turns on all of the AC power in the unit.
Okay.
This would be if you were
just parking it for the season or something.
Yeah, exactly. It would still take in solar energy, but it shuts down some of the systems, so you're not wasting energy. So I think we should be on there. Now let's heat it up. It's on auto right now, but I'll blast it so you can hear
you could increase it a little.
So it'll take a moment to turn on.
And it's still, I can hear it. And is it along the sides, or where is it coming from?
Yeah, I want you to guess where the duct is.
Oh, it's above here. Okay.
So this I think is a really cool detail. So there's a blower, an automotive style blower hidden back in the kitchen there. Again, it's a split system, so the fan and the compressor are out on the tongue. There are refrigerant lines that go back to a blower here. The duct, instead of having a separate tube for a duct, it is the seat back.
Okay.
So this whole seat back is hollow, and it forms an open channel,
which is pretty large.
Yeah, it's the entire way around.
Uh-huh.
So even if he feels over there, you would still feel the air coming out.
Okay.
Basically, we have slits in the back that create a curtain of air, so it comes up along the windows and then kind of spills back down into the space. It's a really natural way to convect air through the vehicle, and it saved us a few parts.
So I just turned it down to medium.
Mm-hmm. You can feel it's heating up a little bit too.
And it just kind of sounds like an automotive fan.
Yeah, more or less.
So I could sleep like this. I mean, this is not like, it's not like waking me up and when it comes on. So.
No, it's basically white noise. Let's go up if you go up to the tongue here, this is the closest that you'll ever be to the compressor, and you can hear it a little bit, but you got to really listen.
I mostly hear the air moving a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. No, I can't hear anything.
It's isolated enough up front there that in short, this is the quietest RV temperature control system you'll ever hear.
Well, not just for the occupants, but also for the surroundings.
Exactly.
Right.
We have our kind of tagline for it is Camp Quiet, because this idea of I'm in a beautiful lakeside campground and it's 7 a.m.
and I'm pulling the generator,
I'm just ripping up my generator, and everyone's like, "Oh, that guy."
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy. So it is having the comforts of home, but doing so without the noise and smell of a ripping generator.
I want to go outside for just a second.
Yeah.
Just 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
Here, Cole. Come. Yeah, it sounds like a little fan. Yeah.
Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
The fan is actually down low there as well.
I can, it's not like ripping a diesel generator. No.
Definitely.
Or a gasoline generator for that matter. All right, sweet. Well, let's keep going. All right, so that was kind of part of the climate control system.
Yep.
And obviously you could do it cooling too, right?
Yeah.
So it's cooling and heating.
Yeah, we can switch it over. It's a multi-function heat pump. It has a switching valve, so it can do heating or cooling.
Yeah, so it's a little hard to explain a heat pump to a person who doesn't really understand it, because people understand like a propane burning furnace.
Yeah.
And they also understand like a giant
air conditioner.
Yeah. But a heat pump is kind of both.
Yeah. Exactly.
At the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a heat pump is an air conditioner run in reverse. So where an air conditioner takes heat inside and pushes it out, a heat pump condenses heat outside and brings it in.
Yeah. So, but it's hard to kind of understand that. But
it makes
that's
no sense.
how a lot of the electric vehicles are as well.
What's so meaningful about these heat pump systems is that they are 2 to 3 times as efficient, especially in heating mode, as just running a resistive heater, like
or burning propane, for example.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No comparison
Yeah.
with a fossil fuel based heater. Those, I think a home furnace is only like 30% efficient.
Yeah.
Something like that. This is significantly more.
Okay. So what else can we do?
So much.
Well, you said monitor also like the fluid, like water.
Oh yeah.
You
totally.
can auto level the trailer.
Yep. Exactly. So it'll tell you where you're at, and then basically feet come down to level it side to side.
So there are 4 feet and a jack, right?
Yeah, it's actually two leveling feet, 2 sets of stabilizer jacks at the front and rear. The leveling feet you want to be pretty close to the tires, and then tongue jack.
And the tongue jack
at the front.
So there's a lot going on. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Definitely. Quick setup though, which is nice. This is the water system we talked about. So again, 50 gallon fresh, 35 gray, 30 black, and each is monitored.
And also the temperature of the water.
Yeah,
too.
you want to make sure your shower is actually at a good temp to take a shower. So right now you can see it's the water heater is off to save energy, but you can either flip it on manually, or I think over time we'll start to have kind of routines that you can set. So you say, all right, it's
my morning routine or whatever.
It's 6 a.m.
Okay.
Start to heat up.
Okay.
That sort of thing. So we can be sparing with the energy and prolong your camping time. Speaking of, you can. Oh yeah, you hear that? So that's the compressor.
Okay, there's a slight change
of
sound.
Yeah, it just came on a little bit. Full readout of what's going on in the energy system, and you can even go deeper if you want to. This actually, I think there's something worthwhile talking about here. Almost every EV that you buy has an upper charge limit. We also set a lower discharge limit, so the battery won't discharge past that point. Mm-hmm. And why that's
you could adjust it.
Yeah, both are adjustable. Why this is so important is because you can imagine, okay, I'm going camping somewhere, I'm using the Trek Drive system to range assist, but I want to make sure I get to the campsite with 20% left, so I still have a good amount of energy.
Or heat or something.
Yeah. So I can still run the trailer, especially if I'm getting there at night and I'm not going to have solar immediately. So I will set my lower limit, and the Trek Drive system will kick off at that point, so I'm still good when I get to camp, which I think is key.
So you could bring this tablet or an app in the truck, so you can also have it in the truck.
That was a big part of the thinking in making this mobile. Was people are going to have it up in the truck cab, mounted on the dash. Or
so if you forgot to set that limit, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I need to change it now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
We'll build stuff like this into a mobile app as well, but I think it's just nicer to be able to see it in a full screen view. You can see, for instance, how much power the HVAC system is drawing right now.
Yeah, so we're using 1.3 kilowatts right now.
You saw it kicked up a little bit as the compressor came on. So that's all live data.
And we're indoors. We're in a warehouse, so we don't have any sun right now. Yep. So we're not getting that benefit right now.
Yeah, solar in is nothing.
Okay.
Right now, solar system is off. This is all of the source side, the power system. We can also look at the loads, all the appliances that are taking power. So, for instance, fridge freezer is off right now because we left it overnight and we didn't have a need to be chilling anything. We could do that from here. Same with the water pump. Sometimes like for transit, for instance,
you want to shut it down.
Yeah, because if something knocks the faucet while you're in motion, you don't want to get back into your trailer and it's a puddle. Mm-hmm. So you can do that from here. We do this automatically as well. So for instance, when you go into road mode from here, when I go into road mode, it'll automatically turn off the water pump to make sure you're good. You can see all your loads. You can turn on and off some of the that exterior outlet that we saw.
Okay.
Basically anything you'd want to do. The whole system is over-the-air updatable as well. I'm pretty confident we're the first RV company to do OTA updates.
Okay.
So like any other good vehicle that you buy nowadays, this thing's going to keep getting better over time as we continue to update the software for you. My Model 3 that I bought in 2018 is a different vehicle today,
Yeah.
5 years later, and much improved.
Yeah.
This is where you'll control the canopy, which is what we call the top half of the vehicle, to go between road and camping mode. We have a little checklist for you to make sure that the right things are done to enable you to safely raise and lower it. Lockout for the kids too, for instance, so you're not having like somebody going in and buzzing it up and down. You know all your door and window statuses, including the exterior access doors. So like, you know, we opened the power hub door over there, and it'll tell us that is the case.
Interesting. So it's monitoring a lot of, and the windows flip open, and we can show the windows a little bit later.
Yeah, sure.
As well. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Actually, this view right here almost makes it look like a deck boat. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
the shape of it.
I don't know if I knew this in calling the company Lightship, but there are a lot of nautical
ship. Yes.
This is actually a fun story,
Yeah.
which you'll see in our one of our kind of promo videos on our website. Is that the logo here with the 2 stars over the eyes is meant to mimic the shape of a boat that I saw in Nantucket Harbor growing up, called the Nantucket Lightship. I grew up on the East Coast on an island in Massachusetts. This boat, the Nantucket Lightship, was one of several dozen floating lighthouses that dotted both coasts of the U.S. and some in Europe as well.
Interesting, yeah.
Mostly in the 1800s. So this is like pre-radar, pre-sonar days, and the point of these floating lighthouses was to provide safe passage for big ships, like RMS Olympic as it comes into shore. Those big ships would look for the gleaming lights,
so they can go between them. Basically,
they would look for it, they would aim for it, and then they knew that it was in dangerous waters, and so they would divert away from it. And so on the masts of the lightships, instead of sails, there were these 2 lighthouse lenses, and we adopted that into the name too. And I loved the history of the maritime history of the lightships, because there's a spirit of duty and adventure and all these things in it. I also love the name because it basically applies to the product, and it also, light and ship, make you feel things even if you don't know that kind of niche piece of history, and so the name stuck.
And what about the AE1?
AE1.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's getting cold in here. It's kind of cold.
Our videographer Cole is putting on his winter coat.
Yeah, and his Wilson hat. Yeah. So, sorry, what did you ask him?
The AE1.
Oh, AE1.
Cosmos.
Yeah, we originally the working title for the first product was L1. We have now, in launching it, renamed it to AE1. L1 was sort of just related to the company name. We wanted something that really talked about what the product is. What it is an aero-electric travel trailer. Both of these things need to be true. It needs to be aerodynamic and electric to have a 300-mile self-propelling range. And so aero-electric becomes AE in the naming. And so first product is AE1, the next will be AE2, etc.
And so 300 miles, can you explain that a little bit? Because the way I'm thinking about it is that Rivian has a 400-mile range, for example.
Yeah, about.
And if this trailer is working, the way we described, that range should not diminish dramatically. Because usually you half your range when you're towing something, maybe sometimes even more.
2/3, yeah, can be.
But so where does the 300 come from? Basically, the size of the battery?
Yeah, what 300 means is that for 300 miles, the Trek Drive system will completely offset the weight of the trailer.
Okay. And then past it, it's no longer...
Yeah, past that it'll just be
It's depleted, basically, for the most part.
Yeah, the battery will be depleted, and it'll just be a very aerodynamic trailer.
Yes, which is also not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, the trailer, not to brag on the efficiency too much, but I will. It's about as drag efficient going down the road as a Model 3. So like sub 250 watt-hour per mile consumption at cruising speeds. Okay. And it's a 8,000 pound,
26 foot long
vehicle thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's all because of that bullet shape that we got. In EVs, aerodynamics is everything, and to be able to make a streamlined shape like that has made a really efficient vehicle. And because it is so efficient, you can put a Model 3 sized battery on board and get Model 3 range out of it.
Makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving. All right, well, let's open some windows
Sure.
and see how that works.
Yep. Yeah, we have four big openable windows. Can you just let that slide right open?
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
And
4.
windows like this. And you said there's a sensor on this too.
Yeah, each is sensed. So
Okay.
if we looked in the Atlas system, you'd see, okay, whatever this is, the passenger side big window is open. Got some bug screens. One part that we're still installing here is there's a track right there that sort of seals off the bug screen so that bugs can't get around the side. But every
and
window
then the
has
blind.
Yep.
And then the blind as well.
blackout shade and a bug screen, so you could make sure the bugs stay out and keep the light out. It's good for privacy too.
Yeah, yeah. And then so we're here on the passenger side of the camper. And then so this is kind of a working surface, right? Or whatever surface, kitchen surface.
Countertop overhead and then a storage console underneath. So these are kind of cool actually. I want to pull one of these out and show it to you. So we have these packing cube accessories here.
Okay.
And so you can imagine you're probably packing up your stuff in your house, you do all your laundry, and then you'd pack it into your packing cube. We actually have a way to attach this cover there into the waffle pattern here, just with these little tabs.
It stays there?
So you'd keep it unzipped when you're camping.
Oh, so
and
you can open it.
As you open it, it'll open the lid for you.
So it's like a backpack that's part of the camper, so to speak.
Basically, I mean the thought is,
or a bag,
you use it like your organizer, and if your clothes are dirty, for instance, you put them in there, take them into the house, wash them, and then refresh the camper.
Or if you're bringing food items or other items, and you could transfer them from whatever to whatever.
It's your packing cube.
Yeah.
It's your setup bag. So this is one of a couple accessories. These storage bins overhead are another set of. Basically, you can trade overhead window space for more overhead storage.
But you can still see the window in there.
Yeah, right. The waffle pattern still lets some of the light in. I think people who get these overhead storage bin accessories there'll be folks who are either going out for a really long period of time, or maybe a family who needs to bring extra stuff. Probably.
And you can remove them or add them, right? You could.
Yeah,
they're
so they sit
configurable.
I don't know if you can see do you see the gear rails right there?
The gear rail
so
right
that's
here.
a standard track system of ours. So you can. We're actually going to have a bunch of really cool accessories there over time. It's part of a larger system we call the Cargo Craft system, which is a flexible storage system, and so we'll have like snowboard mounts, ski mounts, fishing poles.
Gotcha. Okay.
Projector mount if you wanted to project down onto the window on the other side.
Okay.
Sort of anything you can imagine putting up there, we'll be able to make a mount for.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
that's always important. Storage and kind of configurability is always a camping thing.
People want to customize their space over time too, and so I think this is a key way to do that.
Okay.
The main storage zones in the vehicle are inside storage under the bench of the switchback lounge.
Okay.
That huge garage tunnel that you saw on
From the outside.
Yeah, about a 30 cubic foot big storage space. I think it's equivalent to 3 gear tunnels worth
of the Rivian.
In Rivian terms.
Okay.
This inside, kind of clothing oriented storage space.
Yeah, and you got bags in here.
Yep. Yeah,
we have a
for
sink.
show.
We have a sink here on the passenger side.
Yeah, so past that point, so this is all storage console. Now we're into the galley kitchen area to keep going with the Nautical stuff.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's a 3-point layout, so stove, fridge, freezer, and then your sink, utility sink behind you. That's the fridge side.
Okay.
There's your freezer. I think it's just large enough for like a 1 gallon thing of ice cream.
Okay.
Which I will be bringing.
It's pretty sizable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
It's underneath the counter. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was a key because of the telescoping design. All of the hard points.
So this is kind of like the level almost, right? Or by the bathroom. You can
yeah, it's a little closer
level.
to this. The point is about there when you're fully down.
Yeah.
That partition door, for instance, slides
down. All the way down.
Yep. In the kitchen, you got, of course, everything is electric. No fossil fuels on board, so it's a double burner induction cooktop, a combined convection oven microwave setup, and a
dishwasher.
6-setting dishwasher. Other side is your sink. This is a little trash area, so you'll put a bin down there.
Okay.
This is all kind of pantry space in through here. Just 4 doors. There's a nice kind of retention to them.
That, so they don't fly open.
Yeah, in transit
while moving.
It's definitely something to think about. I think it's anybody who's.
And what about the suspension of this? Is it kind of a standard system? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes and no. It's standard in the sense that it's a trailing arm on a live axle, but the rear is really not standard because you have to drive those wheels as well. So the trailing arm is a custom design of ours that interfaces with the hub and the half shaft coming from the drive unit.
From the motor, yeah.
Okay. But it's a relatively standard setup for a trailer like this. We were like, all right, we're going to reinvent a lot of this. What can't we? what need we not?
Yeah, because you want to service a hub, maybe on the road somewhere, or just replace the tire or something like that.
Standard parts on the vehicle side.
And I noticed your trailer hitch, the locking mechanism is also standard.
Yep.
Yeah, every trailer has that.
That's an off-the-shelf part.
Yes.
I think there's those touch points are the really common interfaces. Like we're like, let's not touch that because people need to be able to service it.
It's been solved. It's been designed.
Yes.
It's there.
Yeah. Not reinventing those wheels. Want to step into the bathroom here?
Yeah.
So, come on in. You can.
Go ahead.
Who's sitting on the toilet?
No. We're not gonna.
I mean the porcelain throne.
Okay.
So actually, I think the bathroom executed really well. I'm in the shower space here. There's a pull down shower curtain, overhead hand shower place, and then when you're in transit or maybe washing the kid or the dog or somebody like that, that's your mount point.
Actually, can I enter it where you are?
Yeah, if you want to.
Because my issue, if you can come out here.
Oh, okay.
My issue with showers and trailers is usually height.
I know.
That's my problem. So I no matter how expensive a trailer is or how nice it is,
finally, a shower for Andre.
There's space above my head.
Put that in.
And it's over my head. This is not possible.
Twist it back a little bit.
What?
I bet you're going to do this. Right?
Oh, that.
Something like that. Angle it towards you. Oh my gosh.
That's not possible in a trailer. I mean, it is now.
Boom.
But usually the shower head is like here, below my chin, and I'm usually like this. So
you're like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
So the fact is that I can stand up in the shower in a camping trailer. That's a big deal.
Yeah, our head designer, his name is Rob, is a 6-footer as well, and he's like, finally a shower that I can actually shower in a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the space overall, I mean, is not huge.
No.
I mean, as far as the width of it, I mean, it's good enough for me. But it seems like you prioritized, the kitchen area, the living space a little bit more.
Yeah, we wanted a bathroom you can navigate and it still feels good, but really a big open living space. It's 190 square feet total, and so that was a key trade-off to make.
It's bigger than most New York City apartments.
I think it's actually true. Studios, yeah. Sad to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other stuff in the bathroom here is, a vanity, for instance, overhead.
There's a mirror.
Vanities. Yep. Nice backlit mirror. This is kind of cool, isn't it? So you got another spotlight overhead there.
And you can control the dimness of it, or.
Yep. All this stuff is
the brightness,
dimness adjustable, and then actually, I think you'll.
Are you going to turn on the water? No.
Yeah, I'm going to soak you.
Oh, wait.
We got a vent there. There's actually 2 vents.
You can see it in here.
So this is for, smells and humidity and all that.
Yeah.
It's built into the bodywork. We have another one of those in the Galley kitchen up here for smoke. TP holder, the toilet.
Yeah.
It's all there.
I gotcha. Okay.
Really nice magazine storage zone here, although you can put a lot more magazines in here, umbrellas, things like that. My arm goes all the way back there, so you could, if you've got random long, skinny things, shove them in there.
And then you said there's a checklist for getting back on the road, right?
Yep.
Because, I've had truck-based campers, pop-tops, truck-based campers, and there's always like a little mental checklist. I'm like, did I leave a pillow above some level?
Yeah.
Or did I leave my suitcase above a level, where it's going to be coming down?
Yeah, and so of course every custom accessory that we have is
designed for that.
Is designed for that. If you had maybe like a tall thing sitting up here,
or a coffee maker, what if I installed my cappuccino machine here?
Yeah, you'd probably want to put that back down in the storage somewhere. We're thinking about actually putting a water line here that shows you
a water line. I see where you're going. Nice. Okay.
Stop me while I'm ahead.
Okay. A water line. So basically, a line where, the
do not pass point. Just so it's super clear what what your high mark is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you talked about. Tell me a little bit about the launch process, right? So you're building 50 Cosmos units, which is what we're looking at now.
Yep.
There's two different color options.
Yeah.
We're looking. This kind of a green, a little bit foresty feel, I would say. Is that fair?
We have Timberline and Dusk Horizon. This is Timberline that we're in. It's green inside and out. Dusk Horizon is more of a silver gray on the outside. It's a gray seat back, and then there's some really interesting sort of coral coloring in the fabrics, and then accents of plum instead of the yellow accents. Cosmos is
your flagship.
It is like the special first run. We will never make another set of vehicles like Cosmos. We're only going to build 50 of them. Those two colorways that I'm talking about are exclusive to the Cosmos edition. We'll do exclusive badging and like a nameplate saying which unit am I, that sort of stuff. After Cosmos, which is what we're building next year and folks are getting in line for right now, we'll move on to 3 general production trims, which we call Atmos, Panos, and Teros. All of these names are based on distances from the Earth. So Cosmos is the furthest out there, then Atmos, then Panos, and then Teros is on the ground. What those 3 general production trims are is Atmos launching at the end of next year. Panos is kind of mid 26, late spring 26. Teros is towards the end of 26. Atmos, where Cosmos is $250,000, Atmos is $184,000, Panos is $151,000, Teros is $125,000.
So the price comes down as you're progressing.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming. Is the battery also? Some other features come down?
Yeah, so for instance, Panos has the standard battery. It's more like a 40 kilowatt hour battery. It still has the drive system. Teros has the battery for all electric camping, but no drive system. So Trek Drive is not built into Teros. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and of course this is us scaling up too. So
well, you're a startup company too, and I think that this is kind of a typical progression, right? You wanna make a splash. I mean, we're Nautical here, right? You want to make a splash. Your best foot forward, right? You're really going after it, and people are reserving, or you can reserve one. I don't know if it's sold out.
They're configuring now. Yeah,
they're configuring.
We launched Cosmos yesterday, and already have a really really awesome set of orders coming in. Those folks are configuring their Cosmos, putting down $7,500 non-refundable deposit, and basically that is getting them their production slot on which Cosmos am I. And you're building them. We're here in Colorado, in Broomfield. That's right. This is kind of your facility. You're building a lot of them here as well? We are very proudly made in America. We have two hubs of the business. Our California spot is more of like an R&D and sales and service center. Broomfield, Colorado is the production and operations hub. we do all of final assembly and actually a lot of the sub-assembly, like of the chassis, for instance, here in our pilot manufacturing facility. We have a significant fraction of all of the content in the vehicle being domestic made as well, and we think that's really important to building a great American product, is that you actually do it here.
Well, awesome. Can I take one on the road sometime soon?
Yeah, we can arrange that.
Okay.
Probably next couple months.
Okay.
Something like that.
I can't wait, because at TFL Truck, we're about real world stuff, right? I learned everything right now. This is my first time seeing this trailer, but I kind of want to take it out, you know what I'm saying? And
I know exactly what you're saying.
And
Proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, see how it works, maybe do the eye gauntlet with it,
Hint, hint.
maybe.
No, we actually should do that.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
Cool.
And I'll see you next time, and that's it.
First of many, I hope. Thanks.